Money or family?
Family.
Do you know what? Let's find out why that is.
Those are memories that I will not be able to buy. It's important for you to work extremely hard so you can have a balanced life, but don't lose your family. I used to ask the question, what's next? I said, after you get married, what's next? You got kids, what's next?
Money or family?
Family.
Do you know what? Let's find out why that is.
For me, the reason why I said, because I've come across people who are wealthy, like, but someone told me something one day and it stuck with me. He said he knows this guy who their parents are quite wealthy. And for them to see their dad, they have to book in his calendar. That got me thinking. So for my daughters to spend time with me, you got to book my calendar. Like, you got to schedule it in advance just to have time alone with me. And that really got me thinking. And then I spoke to another person who, they had a very, wealthy parents, but their response wasn't, the money's there. I mean, they can drive any car they want. They got houses. Listen, they're wealthy. Yeah.
But don't you think here it's a matter of priorities? Because
it is.
Look, you are comfortable. You're financially free, probably. But you still spend time with your daughter.
I took them on a date last week. One of the father's daughter's date, just to my kids.
So, but it doesn't mean she has to book an appointment with you.
No. It was literally, those are memories that I will not be able to buy.
Yeah.
You can have no, I'm not against money, because I think you need money. In fact, if you live on this earth, if anyone tell you money is bad, they don't like you. Whether you like it or not, you need money, because you need money to do all these things.
Yeah.
So money is important, but it's when you chase after the money at the detriment of your family that they then lose you.
Yeah.
The question I ask myself is, on my deathbed, what would they say about me? I think about that all the time. Would they always say how, oh my gosh, daddy had this money, daddy had this, daddy had that? Or would they say, Dad, you know what? Would I see my kids crying and say, Dad, remember when, would we talk about those special times? Dad, remember when we used to go, you take, because I take my girls individually on a date. I've got a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old. Oh. So I would take my 4-year-old on a date, literally on a date. And then I'll take my 6-year-old on a date. And then recently I took both of them on a date. And I was asking my 6-year-old, how's your week been? Because it's half term. And she was just telling me things that had happened in her life. And I said, do you know what?
Precious moment.
I can't buy this. So the money, that's what we have to work harder. So the money is important, but there's one thing money cannot buy you, and it's memories. No matter how much money you have, money will not buy you those memories. So that's why I'm not against it. That's why we work hard. In fact, we want to earn more money.
Yeah.
So we can do more things, because with more money, you can take them to different parts of the world. You can decide not to work for a year. You can give them so I take my kids to school every single morning.
Wow.
That is a blessing, because family, I wasn't raised with my dad. My dad passed away when I was 7 years old. And I vowed when I was 7 years old that when I have my own kids, I'll be a father. So I can't share stories of my father to my kids.
Yeah.
It's a thing that still hurts me to today, because I never had that feeling. I didn't have that. I only spent a year of my life with my father, and I only have just this little precious memory with him. But with my girls now, when my girls tell me, we play a certain game, one of our tooth came out, and then she always says, "That is tooth on the bed, feel out, whatever." Just those things. My daughter told me recently, "Oh, Daddy, thank you for taking us to creams and doing this and that." And I'm like, wow. So you tell me money can give you some happiness, is important, but if that becomes the priority over family, you can have all the money, but what if the family, I'm like, okay, we don't want nothing to do with you anymore. Who do you spend the money with? Who you going to spend the money on? So for me, money is so important, but I think family for me is such a big thing, because I want to show my kids that it's important for you to work extremely hard so you can have a balanced life, but don't lose your family.
That was deep.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I would have definitely chosen family over money. Probably I would have chosen money over love.
Yeah?
I would probably. Maybe because, I don't know.
Why would you have chosen money over love?
I don't think money. I don't think love pays the bills, or
No.
I don't think it does. I don't think. Well, it's necessary, but I don't think it's as important to me. At least, it's not as important as the money. But family, definitely. Like my family, before anything, I would die for them. I would do anything for them.
Of course.
But for love, to me, it just hurt me. It didn't do anything good, so I'm okay with that.
I guess I think for me, because I mean, this year will be my 11th year being married. You know, and the reason why I chose love is because I wanted to marry someone and build together.
Yeah.
That was just my own
philosophy.
Philosophy. And the love that I have allows me to chase my dreams. And there's just no holds barred, because we love each other so much that we know we're there to support one another, and then we can make the money together without any animosity or any remorse, any hatred, any envy. It's like, okay, I love you so much that in fact the money I'm making is for you.
Yeah.
So now that's why I said love, because that love means I have peace. You know, people said to me, I can't believe you this age. And I'm like, yeah, because I don't stress. I go to bed every night peacefully, you know, knowing that it's knowing the fact that there's someone next to me that loves me, regardless of my imperfection. It means that, hey, everything I do, it then motivates me to even make more, because I know there's a motivation there.
Yeah.
But when you have all the money and no one to love you, so it's like, well, yes, you got the money, but like you said, love cannot pay the bills, of course. But that love is a motivation. I see it as a motivation. Just the fact that you've got someone who really loves your heart and is there with you forever. Like literally, I'm ride or die chick. Like we're doing this together. You know what I'm saying?
I haven't found it yet.
So for me, I think that's the reason why I said love. It doesn't, like, again, it's just because there's that. I mean, the way she motivates me to do certain things that takes me out of my comfort zone is so beautiful. And it makes me not become comfortable, because you can have so much money and then all of a sudden become comfortable.
Yeah. So because she's very supportive, and obviously you spent a long time together, you know each other very well. That's beautiful. But unfortunately, not every man is as supportive to women, and not all women are supportive to men. Look, if I'm telling you about anything, I'll just use myself as an example. I've had situations where, because I'm doing what I'm doing, I consider myself a successful woman, and I have achieved quite a lot. There have been so many situations where I've been in a relationship and they would just feel like there is a comparison, or like there is a kind of a competition, and they feel threatened by my success or my achievements, and they're like, yeah, we can be together, but you have to stop doing this and you have to stop doing that.
No way.
Hold on a second. When you first met me, you said you love the way I am and you love how, extrovert and all. Now, what is it that is making you ask me that? So many people was like, oh yeah, you have now to find a job and stop doing this business. Why would I? Can
I say something about that? So when I met my wife now, one of you mentioned that actually happened. She's very ambitious, Well, one of our dates, when we actually went on a date, in fact, it was my 25th birthday, or 10 years ago now. It was my 25th birthday. Yeah, and we sat down, we were speaking. So I started saying to her, "What's your vision? What is your vision for your life? What are your goals?" And then she was like, "Bro, this goal list and big dreams, like massive dreams."
Wow.
And I said, "You know what? I'm glad you have this. All I want you to understand, all I want you to know is this: I'm here for you. I'm here with you. Forget about the timeline. Never look at timeline. You just never know. It could happen in your 30s, in your 40s. Just hold on to it." And there was a bit of emotion, because she said one of the guys that she dated literally told her like her goals are too big. Told her like, listen, your goals are too big. And then she's like, but you are telling me, go for it.
Yeah.
Don't stop. When she was in the book, I said, listen, get this book out. Do it. She's up at night sometimes. I'm like, put it out. Don't forget about the numbers. Don't look at she's finished the book. She's on the second book. I'm like,
is the book out?
Yeah. So the book is Fly Chico Fly. It's an Amazon. It's an amazing kids book, but it can also resonate to you as an adult.
Yeah.
Because it's about an eagle who's telling the eaglet how to fly. Obviously, eagles they fly in the mountains, and the eagle is quite scared. And it's like, don't be scared. You're an eagle. You can go through storms. So for kids, so this is what we do now with our kids. We'll listen to them regardless of what you're going through.
Yeah.
Understand that, listen, you're bold enough, you're brave enough. So it's a case of like, if you've got those dreams, you've met someone now, and because you think you're just a man, he was trying to show this macho. So those kind of guys, unfortunately, what they don't realize is you shouldn't be scared. In fact, you should be more supportive.
True.
And say, how do you know you did? What else could I do to be of help to you? Just that simple question. What else could I do? What other things in life would you like to achieve? And how can I be of help to you? And a lot of time we have to become selfless and think of the other person. And if you see someone who's doing quite well, commend them and say, you know what, as you've done so well, like, well done. The fact that you've done this, you know, you've beat your team, you've put all this together. Well done. What's the next chapter for you?
Yeah.
One thing I always said to my wife from day one, I used to ask the question, what's next? I said, after you get married, what's next? You got kids, what's next?
That's two beautiful girls.
Yeah.
Imagine when now you're raising them on values, on being independent, on having good morals.
Yeah.
Imagine if a man later on comes and just like, oh, by the way, you have to stop doing that. How would you feel as a dad?
They probably would have, with the way they are right now, my girls, they would probably have said, listen, nah, because they tell me, they know things. They're things that they wouldn't even watch.
Yeah.
Because I was so proud of them a couple of days on Saturday.
Yeah.
I came downstairs and like, she's like, my 6-year-old's like, Dad, don't worry. It's not that you've told us not to watch certain movies. Don't worry about it. That's not what we're watching. So I looked at it. I just said to myself, I went upstairs and I said to my wife, I'm so proud of this girl. The value is there. So I don't have to be there anymore to now be thinking, are they doing this? So if you have this value, it's there, but just support. And I think a lot of time you see when, you know, they call him the power couple because he's so successful and she's so successful, and then they meet. Yeah. They have to be aware of us understanding, okay, if we are to travel on this journey together, one person should probably steer the wheel. Could you imagine if we're trying to drive a car and then I'm turning right, you're turning left?
Oh, of course not. It's not going to work.
So find the men should be able to support. I would do anything for that woman that I love, for my wife, anything for her, because I believe in her dream and I believe that, you know, that you can do it. Yeah. So you encourage. So regardless of how successful you are, and this, because I get this a lot in property when I'm talking to couples, and then the man is like, nah, we don't want to get involved. And then all of a sudden they did a one-to-one consultation with me, and then I showed them what they could do together. And then now the man is like, okay, let's go. I'm like, yes, support this lady. She wants to buy a house. You are thinking of doing something else. She's saying you guys have spent over £125,000 in rent. So a lot of time, sometimes some men feel like it's a bit of pride, they feel weak, but a lot of time in life, you got to put that pride and ego away and say, what can we do to move forward together? So important.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. You know, that was a powerful share. And I think all women who are listening to us, they need to think twice before choosing your partner.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And men too, you know, men too.
Works both ways.
I want to thank you for tuning in and liking and being so engaging. I'm loving the love and the support you're showing me every single episode. If you have any questions, make sure you follow us on all our social media and leave all your comments and your burning questions in the comment section down below. If you're listening to us through the audio platforms, Spotify, iTunes, or if you're watching us on YouTube, do not forget to give us a subscribe. Thank you for tuning in to the Diaries of Success. I was your host, Hajar Beyaz. Until the next episode, do not forget to live your best life.